Hello. I will begin to do this sharing in English because a lot of my friends outside Norway can also join us then. And don't worry if you think you can't understand the English, just close your eyes and tune into the energy. I do know a lot of things is happening right here and now, but the one I really want to share with you today is what happened if you totally surrender. And what does really I am mean? I can't tell the answer what it means for you, but I can tell the answer what it means for me. My really spiritual journey started long ago, already before I was born. As a star being, my path was already there. And it has been a lot of learning through this physical body, and it's got a lot of short story called crap. But it could never harm me, since this physical body has just been a vessel for me, or for them. In the understanding or trying to understand why the human beings is acting like it is. It is like we are the most aggressive species on the earth, but we're also the most creative, unpredictable. That's why they do fascinate us. In the old stories, back from the people that is still living in pact with nature, they're saying we're coming from the star. I do know we do. But it's not up to me to try to convince you. What I wanted to share with you today is the way my heart from the soul has opened up. For 3 weeks ago, I had the key energy and the fire awakening course. Really powerful and magical course to have. Fire awakening was the first time I had, and it was channeled down through the course. It was terrifying challenge. And a lot of things happened. But I also had a challenge with one. And he's my true learning master and guide to understanding and how the human being is. On the Sunday, when the course was finished, I was frustrated. I was mad. I was sad. Because me as me, that time, wanted everybody to could have the awakening. But I did also forget something that time. You can't have the awakening if you don't want to. I talked to a very good friend of mine and she said, go and meditate, don't take any decision now. And I did, and I was waking up like I had high fever, everything in me was in the flame. And the night I did dream totally crazy. It was like I was in the house. I was laying in the lap with my friends and I was ending my life. And they were accepting it. And when the scene was shifting, suddenly I was in the theater. I was a very central actor, but all the scene was shifting without me in it. Next time I saw this plane, that was crashing, so I prevented my friends to going into the plane. I saw the next thing where the plane was going to land, and it was impossible. It would have crashed whatsoever. Then I was back in the house. The flames and the smoke was beginning to come so close, so my friends left me. They were saying goodbye, and they left me. The other one was standing outside and watching in the house when it went to fire. None of them tried to save me. When the morning after I was Skyping my friend, she said she has lost her voice. And I said, I don't know why. I was not supposed to talk to her that day. I told her about the dream, and she said, everything is releasing in your past, in your karma. What has been is now over. You don't need it anymore. You are arising like the phoenix. I was in this limbo stage the whole day, and it was not a comfortable place to be in. In the evening, I went to take the dogs for a walk. And when I was coming home, after I was standing in the shower, and you know when the water is running over you, it's really releasing. And there I was mad as hell. And if any one of you don't want to hear any swearing, hold for your ears now. I was really mad. And I was saying, bloody hell, what is holding me back? What I am afraid for? I don't need it anymore. I don't know it. I don't need to know it. I am surrender. This is going to end now. And I called on the Phoenix source, not the Phoenix themselves. And she come. And she asked me 3 questions. Are you ready to surrender for the physical transformation that also can hurt you, that can give you pain? And I said yes. And she said the next thing, are you willing to release what you don't know about? And I'd yell back yes. And the last question she said, are you willing to becoming the one you are? And totally surrender without knowing what it is. And I just yell back, yes, yes, yes. And in the next moment, my grandfather and a tribe from North was coming. I hadn't summoned them, they were just coming. And my grandfather said, you are really good to stopping yourself, to sabotage yourself. So if there is any also human being that can help you, ask for the help. But we do know that in your soul level now, everything has shifted. Because you have said, yes, I surrender. I totally surrender. Everything I have done, everything is changing. And what was special was that the following nights, I had this deep learning of something transformation in the night. But I was not tired and there was no pain. It was like a transformation. And because I had said yes and I had surrender, I didn't need to have the physical learning through the pain anymore, like I have had. Then when really my choice to moving also settled in. I need to go back home. My soul family is beginning to come and stepping forward. I need to be with them. And during that, suddenly some of them helped me to understand that I had met my really true soulmate. That I had feelings for him. That in itself was scary for me because of everything that happened with me in the past. It was a big step. I now opened my heart. But for everybody who knows me now, I can't keep a secret. Not a secret like that. So I did take the choice to talk to him, sharing my feelings. And it was scary. It was scary for the reason I thought maybe I would be rejected. Maybe I would lose the friendship. And maybe everything would change. But I had no longer need for the explanation, for the fear. And the next thing that happened, suddenly I got the impulse from another friend of mine that said, why don't you just go up? Why don't you just set yourself in a plane and just go up? And I gave him this choice. Do you want me to come up or not? And that did put a lot of emotion in movements. And it ended with, he just needed to take the time out. I needed to go into his process. And then I did suddenly remember and suddenly understand. This is going past him and me. This is going through a completely opening of my soul heart. So from being in this incredible, almost like high on energy, high on love, it went through this deep, from this like boo energy to completely into myself and opening up the heart. I have never done that for any human beings before. In none of my life here on earth. And at once I did it, everything shifted. Like the need we have for where are we going? What have we had with us? Who is what? In the opening of my heart, in soul level, in all the way, I really found the I am. And in that, you are in the one. You are in the free flow with the universe. You don't need to know why. You don't need to know where you're going. You don't need to have this urge of telling everybody what's happened. Because you are back to I am. And it is like to becoming in the silence. And with the Kundalini meditation I did today with my friends here in Bergen, I realized soul language doesn't need any words. When you can go into the silence and just be, that is magic. That is why this word is calling. And also yesterday, my guide, my philosophy guide, Chandel, was approaching me and saying, I'm leaving you now. And I said, why? You don't need me anymore. You are beginning to take the philosophy down yourself. In the way you have worked, in the way you have put yourself free, you also set me free. And he was so wonderful to look at. When I first saw him, he had this black samurai outfit. But now it has shifted. It was not like gold, but it was more like this golden energy. It was vibrating around him, and he was powerful to look at. And he said, but I will always be around you. I will always look after you. But you are on your own now, like I am. So what I do wanted to share with you today is no shunting. Just this transformation that can help you to open your heart in a soul level. I am not going to take the choice for you. The path to do it is powerful. So you have to choose for yourself. And don't say, okay, yes, yes. Feel. Think from your heart. Am I ready for this? And do believe me, nothing will happen if it's not is from the greater good. My energy is not something I do direct to you and is pushing it further. If you in your soul level is not ready for it, it will not happen. But if you are, a powerful journey can start. Or maybe just the opening to help you on the way. So, if you're ready, just sit comfortable, feel in your heart, feel in your soul. And say yes. And let transformation begin. And as they say, and something I do right, Soliamua, that means from my soul heart to yours. And do remember, this doesn't need to be your truth. This is just a part of the one I am. Me as me in Heidi Kim is disappearing. Me as me in my identity that you do know is changing. So have a wonderful journey. Allah Shumata Lekema Chulmata Patama Suliama.